Hello there, Chris again, and today I want to show you in this video of my series about my game Planet Defender the different factions that you can play and choose from in the game. You see, we are still in the rulebook. Last time I stopped one page before, and today we go further. So let's start. First of all, I want to say this is still work in progress. I don't have written a text for every faction, but I will try to explain it a little bit, what the faction is made for. So let's begin. The first faction we want to show are the ObraNos, with the 12 different groups that you can choose from, and the first one is the Eiferer, the Zealot. The Zealots are made for melee front damage. They are made for standing the ground and not let anyone went through. The same position is later on for the Guardian group, but the Zealots are more offensive while the Guardians are more defense. The next group I want to show you are the Scouts, the Aufklärer. The Scouts are made for long range attacks, rely more on dodge and stealth, more dodge and stealth than armor, and have many utilities and equipments to support their cars. The next faction, the next group, is the Nomad. The Nomads was former the pilots. They are made to control ships and all that stuff, so they can fight against with higher efficiency against the mothership and flying swarms, and have a few decent attacks in this range, but lack totally on their own without ship support. The next group are the drummers. The drummers are like the classical bards. They support other groups, other warriors with their songs and make them stronger and more sturdy, and take care for the emotional support. The priests are the classical psionics. They lack in physical strength. They can make it equal with the mental strength. They have the most abilities in their arsenal and can do a lot of damage with their psi attacks. Literally, they use their head against their opponents. The next factions are the Steel Shaper. The Steel Shaper are mechanics that use buildings and like the plasma cannon to protect one area, and have as only group the ability to install cybernetic cards on the warriors, so they can enhance a warrior even more. The next one is the Healer. I take it over here a little bit down. So, the Healer is, as the name says, a healer. He is totally lost in a fight on its own, but when for example a Zealot defends a healer, they can make a very good team because the zealot is almost unkillable. But as I said, the healer lacks on offense or defense abilities on its own. He needs someone to protect him. The next is the biologist. The biologist is like the priest, a psionic class, but he uses more natural things. He can control animals, he can control the plants, and even use the land itself against the opponents. So they are not strong when it comes to physical strength, but have very decent ability cards that support them. The next is the Runewriter. Runewriters are more supportive and more mental. They use their rune equipment to write tattoos on other warriors or on places so they can enhance them or give different boni. As you see, the biologist has written something. The Runewriter is the first group I didn't have write anything yet, but there will something to come. The next group are the ghosts. Ghosts rely totally on stealth and a little bit on dodge, but lack totally in armor and are made for stealth attacks from behind or out of the shadows. Literally, when you see a ghost, it's mostly too late for you to avoid him. The next group are the guardians. As mentioned before, they are made to stand their ground on the front line and help to defend places, can do quite damage, but are more made for counterattacks with their defense abilities. And now this is funny, this is a note for myself. You can ignore this. The last class of the ObraNos is the machinist. Machinists are quite a healer. He cannot fight quite on his own, but this group has robots and androids that can fight for them and can deal quite damage and or support different other classes. And one of their main building is the robot support dog, who can support the summon of robots or repair robots, so they are quite good in this stuff but lack defense abilities on their own. So this should be all 12 groups of the ObraNos. Let's go to the chopper. The first chopper class is the swarm. Swarms are, as the name says, relying more on creatures that are breeded on the field and literally overrun the planet and try to devastate it in as quick as possible, so that the ObraNos don't have a chance to defend it properly. The next group of the chopper are the plague bringers. Plague bringers rely not so strong on swarm creatures but more on their abilities, and they have very strong abilities. These, for example, they can infect warriors and then play mutations on warriors, so they get weaker instead of making their own swarms stronger. And the last group of the chopper is the abnormality. They lack creatures, they lack abilities, but what they don't lack are mutations, and that makes them really strong and even make a weak swarm to a really strong and fearsome swarm. So it's not to underestimate them. And here on the right you see keyword abilities. I think this is already finished because the cards as they are stay there, and yeah, this is what we get so far. And here are a few reference or shortcuts so you know what is written on the card. So, and to finish it, I want to show you something. This is a small overview over the different groups or classes that are in the game. Red the meat classes, blue the mental classes, and yellow the support classes. And you see the zealots, the scouts, the guardians, and the ghosts are more meat classes, as the same as the swarms. The psionic, the priests, the biologists, the nomads, and the Runewriter, as on the chopper side, the plague bringer, are mental classes, and the healer, the drummer, the steel shaper, and the machinist as equal as the stupid things in the way. 1 moment. Now, okay, let's go here. As the abnormality are support classes. Yeah, I hope you liked it. This is it for today. Until next time, as always, if you have questions, write it in the comments below, and have a nice evening. Bye bye.